do this
She's
here.
not sure what she wants.
Don't do this
Let me
here.
give you a clue.
Team Edward or Team Jacob? Bet that's a question you haven't heard in a while. We all had our fair share of vampire crushes back in middle school, but looking back, you've gotta admit that a lot of Twilight's most romantic moments were super cringy. Whether it's Edward's intense sniffing or Jacob acting like a lovesick puppy, there were a lot of red flags that Bella just didn't care about. From the Cullens' weird relationships to how everyone was way too involved in Edward and Bella's love life, here are the best of the absolute worst moments from the Twilight Saga. The Twilight awkwardness starts pretty much right out of the gate. Bella getting too close has Edward quickly running away because she just smells way too good. It sure doesn't look like that in this scene though, and we're sure Bella was wondering whether or not she accidentally skipped the deodorant that morning. But it is a pretty good starter for their relationship because when it comes down to it, the whole series is about how hard it is to resist Bella's tantalizing scent.
Kind of keep to themselves. Yeah, because they're all together.
As a teenager, it seemed really romantic and very adult to be able to live with your significant other. But Jess was right when she said that all of the Cullens being involved in romantic relationships with each other is pretty disturbing. Come on, no parent would really let this happen, right? That should have been the first clue that all these kissing Cullens weren't really teenagers.
I'm designed to kill.
When Edward finally reveals his true self to Bella, it's just a whole roller coaster of weirdness. First, she's enticed by his diamond skin, and then he points out all the reasons he would make a terrible boyfriend, and probably eat her for a snack before their first date. Bella's response?
I don't care.
Come on, girl, he's not even trying to hide these red flags.
Tell me what you're thinking.
Edward became a vampire in 1918, so he's a bit conservative when it comes to romance. Bella, on the other hand, is a modern-day woman, and she wants Edward. Bad. Even when Edward starts something, he usually pulls himself back before things get out of control. But Bella's always the one apologizing. So really, it's Bella's fault for being so damn delicious, and Edward's just being the responsible one, right?
We'll be watching you.
Whether you're Team Edward or Jacob, you gotta admit these guys have some problems with boundaries. Edward watching Bella sleep seems kinda romantic at first. He just wanted to be with her all the time. But now we realize that that's called stalking.
I like watching you sleep.
Do you do that a lot?
Just the past couple of months.
Robert Pattinson called out these romantic moves when speaking with J-Lo for Variety's Actors on Actors series. It's not that other people are telling them they can't be together, it's his own body telling him that. If your body is telling you that not being with someone is the only way to save their life, you might want to listen.
Since when do vampires like baseball?
Apparently, vampires are passionate about something other than blood, and it's baseball. It's a random choice for the Cullens' favorite game, and the whole scene plays out like the most dramatic match we've ever seen. There's also an awkward moment where Rosalie stares down Bella just for playing her very limited role, and she calls Emmett
My monkey man.
Between this and Edward calling Bella a
Spider monkey.
do the Cullens just have a thing for primates?
Gonna make you go away, Bella.
Edward drinking Bella's blood to get James's venom out was a spur-of-the-moment kind of decision. But can we just talk about the faces these two pull in this life-saving scene? Edward's just about having the best buffet of his life, and Bella's going cross-eyed. It's a lot more awkward and painful than most teen dramas tell us vampire bites are supposed to be.
I thought I wasn't gonna be able to stop.
Once Bella pulls through after the whole Edward almost eats her thing, she gets a second chance to reconsider all those red flags. Instead, she fights against the idea of going back to Jacksonville and literally begs him to stay with her. That's like if you got stung by a scorpion and the first thing you ask after barely making it out alive is, "Can I keep it?"
Need to know, I guess.
It's hard enough raising a teenage girl, but it's a lot harder when she's dating vampires and werewolves. The whole meet the boyfriend scene was unnecessarily awkward. Edward is pretty old. He should have better social skills than this. And Charlie and Bella having the talk is just heaps and heaps of cringe.
Okay, don't have the talk.
Not that it would have helped anyway. We're pretty sure Charlie doesn't have a handbook on what to do when your daughter is dating a vampire.
It's just us three.
Right?
Even without Edward, Bella just can't seem to ditch the love triangles. When she ends up on a very awkward three-way date with Mike and Jacob, Bella says no to Wolf Boy, and he just refuses to believe that she'll never be into him.
I'm not gonna give up.
Serious question. Has anyone ever tried to get out of the friend zone harder than Jacob Black?
I just couldn't live in a world where you don't exist.
Speaking of overreacting in the name of love, Edward about to shirtlessly sacrifice himself in New Moon was so melodramatic. We get that he doesn't know Bella was still alive, and let's be honest, he's a bit of a drama queen. But the pale, shirtless walk, the sparkling, his angsty facial expression, it's all a little much.
You feel something else for me. You just won't admit it.
Also, can we just talk about how Jacob kissing Bella when she clearly tells him no was pretty messed up? Her attempt to show him she means business by punching him in the face just leaves her with a sore hand. How does that seem fair? It's also worth mentioning that Kristen Stewart must have had a hard time taking romance with Taylor Lautner seriously, since this is how they had to film all those werewolf scenes.
I am hotter than you.
So, literally, who's hotter? Apparently it's Jacob, and he uses that to his advantage and shows off about his body heat to Edward before crawling into bed with Bella to keep her warm. Robert Pattinson admits the tent scene gave him major claustrophobia, and he and Taylor just couldn't take it seriously. They forgot their lines and kept cracking up about their strange romantic rivalry.
I'm really sorry about last night.
Definitely won't make my list of top 10 favorite evenings.
After the tent scene, Edward, always one to passive-aggressively stake his claim, just can't leave well enough alone. He lets it slip that Bella's about to become Mrs. Cullen, and what follows is Jacob threatening to get himself hurt in battle, and Bella begging him to kiss her to try and keep him from doing anything stupid. We're pretty sure this counts as gaslighting, and Jacob's kind of acting like a child.
Another one of your gifts just arrived.
It's gotta be at least a little weird when your wife's favorite wedding present is you inviting the man she loves, but just not as much as you, to the reception.
What?
Jacob arriving at the wedding is awkward enough, but then he uses that time to remind Bella she's making the biggest mistake of her life. And then they start talking about the honeymoon.
Bella, tell me you're not that stupid.
Seriously, there are too many people involved in Edward and Bella's personal life.
This is totally necessary.
According to Breaking Dawn Part 1, a severely destroyed bedroom must be a sign of a good relationship. Edward and Bella's first time is pretty intense, with splintering bed frames and feathers everywhere. It's framed as if it's supposed to be romantic, but it just looks uncomfortable. If this is what it's like to get busy with a vampire, it's a good thing they're rich enough to buy 1,000 new bed frames.
That's what you're worried about?
The whole scene where Bella ends up bruised on their honeymoon is also a bit disturbing. First of all, it's another reason for Edward to get super protective and deny Bella what she wants. But it also leads to a scene where Bella tries on a little black number Alice picked out for her in order to entice Edward. Bella's uncomfortable, we're uncomfortable, but at least Edward had a good laugh. We can barely even say that Bella's whole pregnancy experience was cringeworthy. It was just straight up terrifying. It was almost instantaneous. Bella looked like a skeleton, and labor was an actual nightmare. Plus, working with newborns was pretty awkward behind the scenes too. It was very traumatic and should be part of a PSA showing humans why they shouldn't fall in love and have babies with centuries-old glittery vampires.
It's a wolf thing.
The whole Renesmee thing isn't just one cringy moment, it's an entire cringy plotline. But it did give us this iconic scene of Bella getting mad at Jacob for nicknaming her already oddly named daughter after the Loch Ness monster! But then we have the fact that Jacob, who's been crushing hard on Bella, was really just destined to imprint with her daughter. Guess there's no werewolf left behind when it comes to love, but those family dinners are going to be really awkward.
Yeah. We're all gonna be together now.
And speaking of Nessie, why? Just why? Could they not have gotten multiple children that look similar enough to play Renesmee at different ages? Seeing her grow so rapidly was already pretty jarring, but the CGI used to keep her face the same was downright horrific. Mackenzie Foy played the older Renesmee, and to keep things consistent, they decided that superimposing her face on all the younger Renesmees would work just fine. What we got instead was a face that only a mother could love. Do you agree with our cringy moments? Any other awkward moments you just couldn't look away from? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to our channel for more. Thanks for watching!